What's up, party people? How are you today? Another edition of Puppy Pot and Chill, number 641. Of course, I am here with my buddy Munch. I've got my bowl loaded, and sadly, as always, I got a bunch of really stupid news. So, without further ado, or without further gilding the lily, let's get going. 14 people arrested in Seattle's peaceful protest. Again, mainstream media treating people like the people are low IQ morons. People like me, capable of critical thought, are able to see through the lies, scandal, and cover-ups to find the truth, however. You won't get the truth from mainstream media. They're calling these riots over in Seattle and Portland on the coast peaceful protests, and they're burning down buildings, people are getting injured. They're lying to you. So if you want to find out what's really going on, you're going to have to do a little bit of digging. Go figure. I've never said that before. I know. Crazy. Let's take a hit really quick. Ooh, this is good weed. What's this stuff called? Dewberry. A dewberry. Yummy stuff, yummy stuff. You won't get the truth or facts from mainstream media, so here it is. Seattle is in chaos as rioting continues with burning of businesses. Violence and injury to other people increase. That is not a peaceful protest, it is violence and chaos. These are riots. No matter what the mainstream media wishes to call them, they are riots. They've strayed away from peaceful protest a long time ago, no matter what the mainstream media says. I'm sorry, folks. The Biden administration, although claiming to be transparent, has literally done everything they can to not be transparent. Everything from hiding the truth to scandals and cover-ups, but people are not completely stupid. And even some of the slower ones are starting to ask why. Which means that Biden is going to have to start coming up with some answers. The first thing I'd like to see him take care of is the fiasco he created down at the southern border, saying he wouldn't turn anyone away. More or less saying, come on up, we'll give you everything. Well, they came on up and we can't handle it. We can't even take care of the people that are already here. The Chauvin verdict gave the BLM and Antifa everything that they wanted. Literally. They gave them everything they wanted. They made the white evil man look white and evil, and they made it everything. But BLM and Antifa showed their true colors and showed just how racist and how terroristic they can be by shucking it all aside and saying, we are rioting anyway, showing that they don't care about those actual things. All they want to do is riot and cause violence. Sorry. Criminals are the cause. The police are the response to the criminals. There's no other way to put it. The police are not pushing these people out in the street saying, go commit crime so that we can go get you. No. Criminals are the cause. Criminals are the cause. Probably going to get banned for that. A little bit of truth. Oh well. Are masks and social distancing weakening our immune system? This is something I've thought about. Do we need to be in contact with microbes and viruses at a low level to keep our immune system up and strong? Well, I think so. That's why I don't wear my mask all the time. I only wear them where I have to use services of some sort, like the store or something like that. But other than that, when I'm out with friends, home with family, I don't wear my mask. Out walking my dog, that's just no. And here recently, they had a picture of Kamala Harris and her husband, who are both fully vaccinated, outside, away from anybody else, kiss each other with masks on. How sad is that? They're pushing a ignorant platform here that people are following because people up in high places like Kamala Harris are telling them they need to. It's like it's not even the blind following the blind. It's like people following fucking morons is what it is. Trump was impeached over false claims of inciting violence. Literally. None of it was true. But they impeached him over it anyway. Over no evidence, nothing he said was ever brought forth as to be really inciting violence. However, Maxine Waters can literally come out and say they need to be more violent, and it seems to be okay. And she's not the only one. Illinois does it. AOC does it. So many Democrats need to be held accountable for the things they say and do. And they're not. I don't know why. We're slowly getting around to it, but not fast enough, because these people are clear racists. What they say is clearly racism. Hate, violent speech, and nobody seems to say anything about it. I'm going to say something about it. I'm going to get in trouble over it. I don't care. My channel isn't monetized. I've never asked for money. I'm never going to ask for money. I don't think I'll ever monetize my channel. I don't think it can be monetized, actually. So I have very little to lose in that respect. They can take my channel away, however. I hope not. I hope they see that what I'm speaking is simple truths and not some exorbitant conspiracy theory. It's just not. Mainstream media and Democrats regularly lie, telling you what they think or want to happen, not what really did happen. Then, if and when they're called out, they're forced to admit or tell the truth, but only if they get caught and called out. So that means there's a lot of times that these people are lying and nobody calls them out on it, so they just keep lying about it. Video of UFOs from government agencies are saying these videos of these UFOs are things that are not from us. Now that's scary. That's people who have all the greatest technology saying, we can't catch it. Maybe we should be looking up and not being so dense about things. Perhaps. The man that sat in Pelosi's chair and put his feet on Pelosi's desk during the January 6th insurrection, which was barely a protest. It was the most peaceful of any protest ever. And the way the mainstream media puts it, it would be the absolute most peaceful insurrection or terrorist movement ever in the history of ever. But whatever. The man that sat in Pelosi's chair and put his feet up on Pelosi's desk was finally released after being held in jail for 4 months. A woman in Homer, Alaska had her door broke down by the FBI in a total fuck up with the FBI. As a little info, just a couple of tips actually. No facial recognition or cell phone triangulation of any sort to find out what really their positions were they went in and broke down this woman's house on a couple of tips because the woman is a right-wing Trump supporter. So the Democrats said, go get that computer, and FBI said, woof, woof, you bitch a bus, woo, 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 and they jumped and busted down a woman's door who is absolutely innocent. And if you look at the pictures of the woman and the ones they have from the FBI, any moron would be able to see that's not the same person. But it doesn't matter. The FBI is becoming Biden's jackboot thugs. Everything that they said Trump was going to become and to be scared of that never happened because Trump never did any of those things, Biden and the left-wing cronies are now doing. We need to be concerned about this. They are doing things to these people, and everybody's going, well, it's just them. It's just one time. Look, if they can do it to that person, they can do it to you. And they did it to that woman for no reason at all. None. The same thing could happen to you unless we start standing up and saying, no, you Democrat crazy fucks are wrong. You can't keep doing this. But unless we do that, they're going to keep doing it. And they could do it to you. To you. To you. They did it to a person who wasn't in the White House or in the Capitol building. They weren't in Pelosi's office. They didn't take anything. They did it with just a couple of tips. It could happen to you, man. We need to make sure we say something so it doesn't happen to us. If we sit idly by and do not say anything, eventually they will come for us. If you think not, just look into the past. It's always happened that way. Biden's first address was a complete flop. Not just a little bit, but I mean a complete horrible flop. By this time, Trump had 4 addresses. This is Biden's first, and it was horrible. I mean, it was a complete clusterfuck. But the mainstream media lied and said that everybody adored it. No, they did not. What they did was they polled the people who watched it, of which were 80% Democrats. So out of a group that's 80% Democrats, they came up with an 85% approval rate. And they claimed it was a national approval rate when it was not. Nationally, overall, it was a massive flop. Thumbs down across the board on every single YouTube channel and every other platform. It was horribly disliked because Biden's a fucktard. I can say that Biden and Harris give 5-cent blowjobs. I can tell them to fuck off. I can tell them to smoke my dick. But I cannot say that America is not the R word. Nor can I say that biological males are always going to be BMs. Because if I do, I'll be censored. It's stupid. But this is what we're coming down to. And it's not based on truth or fact. It's based on whether they like your opinion or not. And the person who is doing this is not a right-wing person. They're not Trump supporters. They're morons. Well, let's take a hit and keep moving on. Parents move out of California because of the new criteria that the schools are teaching. The critical race theory and the theory that white people are all horrible white supremacists and we should be ashamed and held down because we are. It's complete ignorance. Complete ignorance. But California is pushing this through their schools, and people are leaving saying, you fuckers are just too crazy for me. I'm a progressive Democrat, and you fuckers are Looney Tunes. That is what is happening in California. Gotta give it to them boys for being able to think straight. There's a lot of weird shit going on that are really creepy, weirdo stories. Lots and lots and lots that I'll never, that I just don't mention here. I wouldn't. They're so weird and crazy, and I'm starting to wonder if all those stories are just to distract people from the real stories, the big things happening, because China still has a concentration camp over there of people, of Muslims. The virus is not as bad as they're saying. You know, there's a lot of heat going down in the South China Sea, a lot of pressure between, China wanting to control that area, but it's too big of an area to really control. And there's a lot of big stories going on that aren't being talked about, or if they are, they're being pushed around other stories that are like media play stories about, maybe a Kardashian doing something ridiculous, or Obama caught in a thong bikini, or just really ridiculous things being reported on and stuff. So I want people to pay attention to what's going on around them. Don't listen to mainstream media. Dig for your information. Do not listen to social media, for fuck's sakes. Anything on social media, assume it to be false. And mainstream media, they got their agenda that they're pushing too. So do a little bit of digging so you know the truth. Fact check. Don't go with a fact check website either. Fact check for yourself. Alright. I think that's about it. Remember, you can't love everybody, so let's try not to hate. You got to be 21 in a state where it's legal to smoke marijuana. If you're not 21 and in a state where it's legal to smoke marijuana, just don't do it. Let's be smart stoners. Like I said, you can't love everybody, but I love you fuckers. If you watch this video and you think it's any good, please share it. Even think about subscribing. If not, if you think my video is shit, hit delete and don't worry about it again. Peace. I love you fuckers. Stay high, bitches.